Success doesn't care how you feel. It only responds to one thing, whether you show up. When your mind screams stop, that's when you force yourself to keep going. That's when the transformation begins. In few moments, you will learn exactly how to push past resistance, silence your excuses, and train your mind to become unstoppable. If you're tired of starting over, it's time to learn how to finish. Learn. The decision to keep going. You are standing at a crossroads in your life. Before you stretch two roads, one leading back to comfort, safety, and everything you've ever known. The other, it leads into the unknown, towards dreams not yet realized, goals not yet achieved, and a version of you not yet born. I know it's tempting to retreat. The path behind you is paved with familiarity. It's lined with people who will tell you to stay where it's safe. Don't take risks, they'll say. Be realistic. Play it safe. But growth does not live there. It lives on the road ahead. The road filled with challenges, lessons, and sometimes even pain. But it is also the path of potential, of progress, of greatness. Every person you've ever admired stood exactly where you are now. They were not fearless. They were not certain. They were simply willing to risk failure, willing to walk alone, willing to push forward despite the fear. Abraham Lincoln was not a straight line to greatness. It was marked by countless defeats in business, in elections, in life. He lost jobs. He lost loved ones. He lost elections. Time and again he was told no. But he refused to let those defeats define him. He kept moving. And that single choice to continue shaped the future of a nation. Lincoln is not alone. Behind every successful person is a trail of hardship. The authors whose books were rejected dozens of times. The entrepreneurs who went bankrupt before they built empires. The athletes who trained in silence long before anyone knew their name. What sets them apart is not luck or genius. It is decision. The decision to keep going. You must make that same decision now. You must decide that no matter how hard it gets, you will not quit. That no matter how much your mind screams for you to turn back, you'll keep putting one foot in front of the other. Because the path ahead, though steep and uncertain, holds the life you desire. You do not grow by avoiding the fire. You grow by walking through it. You become strong by leaning into discomfort, by embracing rejection, by rising again every time you're knocked down. Pain is not your enemy. It is your trainer. It breaks down what is weak and builds up what is powerful within you. This is your moment. This is where your transformation begins. Not in comfort, but in challenge. Not in safety, but in struggle. Decide now. Decide that you're done playing small. Decide that you're worthy of more. That your dreams are not foolish. That your goals are not too big. That you are not too broken. The world does not need more people hiding. It needs more people rising. And you right now have the chance to rise, to move forward despite the fear. To leave behind the life that no longer serves you and step into one that demands more but gives infinitely more in return. So take the step, even if your knees shake, even if your voice trembles, even if you're the only one who believes in you right now. Take the step, because this right here, right now is where everything changes. To define your purpose clearly, to keep going, you must know exactly why you're moving forward. Not vaguely, not someday, not maybe, but clearly, deeply, and without hesitation. Your purpose is the fuel that powers your journey. It's what drives you when everything else feels heavy. When the world says stop, purpose whispers go. Without it, even small challenges feel like mountains. But when your purpose burns bright, you can walk through fire and come out stronger. Purpose turns pain into progress. It gives meaning to the sacrifice. It transforms struggle into growth. Without a strong why, the journey will crush you. With it, the same journey will forge you. Martin Luther King Jr. did not march through cities, deliver speeches, and face hatred because it was easy. He did it because he knew what he stood for. He knew where he was going. His dream of equality wasn't a wish. It was a mission. Every word he spoke, every step he took, was guided by an unshakable clarity of purpose. That clarity moved millions. It lit a fire in the hearts of others, because purpose is contagious. When someone walks with conviction, people notice. They listen. They follow. You have that same power within you, but first you must define it. Ask yourself, what am I passionate about? What problem burns in my heart to solve? What legacy do I want to leave behind? What impact do I want to make in this world? Let the answers be raw. Let them be real. Don't settle for vague goals or borrowed dreams. Get honest. Get specific. And once you've found the answer, write it down. Not once. Not just in your mind. Put it on paper, on your wall, in your journal, anywhere you'll see it often. Read it when you're tired. Repeat it when you're afraid. Return to it when doubt creeps in. Purpose is not a one-time spark. It is a daily fire you must keep lit. When the road gets hard, purpose will keep you moving. When you're tempted to give up, purpose will remind you why you started. It will become your compass when you feel lost, your anchor when storms hit, your armor when the world pushes back. This isn't about motivation. Motivation fades, purpose endures. Motivation is loud but short-lived. Purpose is quiet but eternal. Define it, feed it, guard it. Your purpose is not just a statement. It's your North Star. It's the reason your story matters. The reason you were given this life. It's not found in comfort. It's discovered in the moments you question everything, yet choose to keep going. There is greatness inside you, but it will not reveal itself until your purpose becomes clear. Only then will your steps gain meaning. Only then will your actions align with destiny. The world doesn't need more people who are just existing. It needs people who are on fire with purpose. People who know why they wake up, why they fight, why they refuse to quit. So ask the questions, search your soul, find your truth, and once you do, never let it go. Let your purpose pull you forward, step by step, day by day, until the life you've imagined becomes the life you live. Set concrete goals and milestones. Goals give your dreams structure. Without them, even the boldest vision fades into the background of daily distractions. A dream without direction is like a ship without a compass, adrift, lost, and eventually forgotten. But when you define clear, actionable goals, you give your dream a spine, a framework, a path. You begin to turn possibility into inevitability. Goals are not just wishes written down. They are promises to yourself. They are declarations that you will not leave your future to chance, that you will not sit back and hope. You will move. You will build. You will rise. History has shown us what becomes possible when vision is paired with precision. The moon landing was not achieved in one leap. It began with a vision, but it was brought to life through specific measurable steps. Each calculation, each test, each mission, a goal. And one by one, those goals formed the bridge from Earth to Moon. That same power lives in you. Start today, not tomorrow, not when things are perfect. Now, write your goals, not in your head, on paper, on your wall, in your journal. Make them real. Make them visible. Don't settle for vague intentions or abstract wishes. Get clear about what you want, when you want it, and why it matters. Your goals should challenge you, push you forward, and remain deeply connected to your purpose. With clarity and direction, you begin to see the path. You begin to act with intention. Break your larger vision into milestones, clear checkpoints that keep you grounded and focused. With every milestone you reach, you build trust in yourself. You begin to understand that progress is not a myth. It is happening, step by step, decision by decision. Each small victory matters. Celebrate it. Let it remind you that you are not stuck. You are moving. You are becoming. This is how transformation happens. Not by leaps, by steps. Not by chaos, by structure. When your goals are clear, your actions follow. You stop wandering. You start building. You stop reacting. You start leaping. There will be days when the dream feels distant, when the weight of the work feels too heavy. That is when your goals save you. They pull you back. They remind you why you began. They give you something solid to stand on. This is not about being perfect. It is about being committed. It is about showing up, day after day, step after step, until your life begins to reflect your vision. Dream big, always, but anchor that dream in daily action. Start small, be relentless, refuse to quit, because when goals guide your journey, your dream is no longer a hope. It becomes your destination, and every goal you set, every milestone you reach, every step you take brings that dream to life. So start now. Choose one goal, one action, one step, and begin the journey that turns your vision into reality. 4. Stay committed, despite criticism. There comes a moment in every pursuit, in every daring dream, where the voices of the world begin to rise. Some may whisper in caution, others shout in disbelief. The tone may vary, but the essence remains the same: doubt. And often this doubt does not arise from malice, but from fear. Fear of the unknown, of the untested, of the unconventional. Yet it is this very path, this uncertain road, that leads to greatness. The truth is, criticism and doubt from others can derail even the strongest ambitions, but only if you allow it. Galileo Galilei, the father of modern science, dared to defy the dogmas of his time. He looked through a telescope and saw a universe that refused to orbit the Earth. His revelations threatened the very foundation of accepted knowledge. For this he was condemned, silenced and cast aside by those too fearful to confront the truth. And yet his vision endured. Centuries later, his name shines while his critics have faded into the shadows of history. Albert Einstein, too, faced fierce resistance. His ideas bent the very fabric of physics and shattered the limits of conventional understanding. His theories were ridiculed before they were revered, but he did not flinch. He trusted the clarity of his thought more than the noise of his critic. And today the world bows not to those who mocked him, but to the brilliance that transformed science forever. From these lives we learn a simple but powerful lesson. The judgment of others is often a reflection of their limitations, not your potential. When people doubt your path, it is usually because they cannot see what you see. Their vision is bound by the walls of their experience, while yours reaches beyond. If you surrender your dreams to their doubt, you trade infinite possibility for finite fear. You must therefore develop the discipline to separate constructive criticism from destructive noise. One sharpens your sword, the other seeks to dull your spirit. Welcome the first. Let it refine your craft, strengthen your resolve, and show you the blind spots you've yet to see. But as for the second, ignore it. Dismiss it like dust in the wind, for it seeks not your growth but your surrender. Commitment in the face of criticism is one of the highest forms of courage. It is easy to stand tall when the crowd applauds you, but to keep walking when they laugh, to keep building when they mock, to keep believing when they doubt, that is the mark of the resolute. That is the signature of the visionary. Let their doubt be the backdrop to your determination. Let their disbelief fuel your fire. In time, your results will silence their resistance. Your progress will answer their questions. Your success will be the echo of your resilience. Understand this: no great change ever came without resistance. No revolutionary idea ever walked through the world unchallenged. But the world changes not because people accept something new, but because someone dares to persist, despite rejection. You must be that someone. So stand firm in your vision. Carry it not like a fragile hope, but like a sacred torch. Shield it from the winds of doubt, and feed it with the breath of belief. For one day those who doubted you will no longer remember why, but the world will remember you, the one who stayed true, the one who did not yield, the one who transformed resistance into reverence. That is your power, and it is greater than any critic's voice could ever be. Continuously adapt and grow in your pursuit of success. You may have imagined the journey as a straight road, clear, predictable, and easy to follow. But life rarely operates that way. It twists, it turns, and it throws obstacles into your path when you least expect them. And in those moments, life does not reward the rigid or the unyielding. It rewards you only if you are adaptable. Adaptability is not a luxury you can afford to ignore. It is essential. It is what allows you to thrive when others falter. When markets shift, when plans fall apart, when relationships evolve, you must evolve too. What worked yesterday may be obsolete tomorrow. So ask yourself, will you adjust or will you be left behind? Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States. He wasn't just a wartime general, he was a visionary political leader who understood the value of strategic flexibility. As president, Mr. Eisenhower faced a rapidly changing world. The Cold War, nuclear tensions, racial unrest, and shifting economic tides. Instead of relying solely on military might or partisan ideology, he took a balanced, pragmatic approach to leadership. Mr. Eisenhower spearheaded the development of the interstate highway system, not merely as an infrastructure project, but as a vital national defense measure. He expanded Social Security and maintained New Deal programs while keeping the federal budget in check, a delicate dance between progress and stability. And when faced with the rise of McCarthyism, he navigated carefully, choosing to preserve democratic values without fueling further division. Eisenhower's brilliance lay not in rigidity, but in his ability to adapt policy to the moment, to the needs of a changing America. You must learn to move like that, to bend without breaking, to stay in motion when the world tries to pin you down. Be willing to unlearn and relearn. Continuously seek knowledge. Expand your skill set. Don't cling to a method that no longer serves you. If a plan fails, don't see it as a dead end. See it as a signal to change course. Your principles are your anchor, yes, but your strategy must be flexible. There is no wisdom in charging into a wall when you could walk around it. Real strength is knowing when to pivot, when to adapt, and when to strike from a new angle. Too many people mistake stubbornness for resilience. They wear their refusal to change like a badge of honor. But you know better. You know that adaptability is not weakness. It is intelligence. It says, I will not be tied to the old way. I am committed to the outcome, not the outdated method. So stay focused, but stay flexible. The winds of life will shift. New challenges will arise. Let your sails adjust. Let your mindset evolve. Because life will not pause to give you time. It will continue to move. And your only choice is whether you will move with it or be swept aside. Do not fear the changes. Embrace them. Step into the unknown with confidence. Know that your ability to adapt is your power. It is what will separate you from the rest. In a world that constantly transforms, it is not the strongest who thrive. It is those like you who are willing to change. If you can master this skill, you will not just survive, you will shape the future. You will not be broken by life's challenges. You will become the force that turns them into opportunity. 6. Develop unshakable self-belief. Self-belief is the bedrock of success. Without it, every step forward feels uncertain. Every challenge feels heavier than it truly is. Without it, doubt creeps in, paralyzing progress and turning potential into regret. But with self-belief, you become unshakable. You move with intention. You speak with conviction. You act without hesitation. Challenges don't disappear, but they no longer break you. Instead, they build you. Muhammad Ali once declared, "I am the greatest." To many, it sounded like arrogance, but to those who understood, it was clarity. It was power. It was a man who knew, long before the world did, that greatness lives first in the mind. He wasn't born the greatest. He became the greatest because he believed he was. That belief became his armor in the ring and his anchor outside of it. Through every setback, every fight, every storm, his self-belief never wavered. He must build the same. Not a shallow confidence, not a temporary high, but a deep, unwavering belief in who you are and what you're capable of becoming. This belief begins with your words. Your mind listens. It absorbs everything you say about yourself. If you speak fear, it will grow. If you speak strength, it will rise. So speak power daily, relentlessly. Tell yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, I am becoming stronger every day. Not because you're pretending, but because you're becoming. Repetition carves truth. And the more you affirm your worth, the more your mind starts to believe it. But don't stop there. Prove it to yourself. Look at your past. Look at the storms you've already survived. The times you felt broken, yet kept going. The moments you didn't think you'd make it, yet here you are. Every victory, no matter how small, is proof. Proof that you have what it takes. Proof that you're stronger than you think. Gather those moments. Remember them. Let them become the foundation of your confidence. Then carry that belief into your actions. Stand tall, shoulders back, eyes forward. Speak as if every word carries weight. Act as if success is already yours. Because when you move like you believe, the world begins to respond. Doors open. Opportunities appear. Not because of luck, but because self-belief shifts reality. You're not waiting for validation. You're not asking for permission. You are claiming what is already within you. Every legend you admire started here. Not with applause, not with talent alone, but with belief, quiet, consistent, and unshakable. This is not ego. This is not delusion. This is truth, spoken before it becomes visible. You will be doubted. You will stumble, but your belief must remain. Not because you're perfect, but because you're persistent. So train your mind. Feed it strength. Starve it of doubt. Surround yourself with words, people, and actions that reinforce who you are becoming. Speak your victories into existence, and when fear rises, face it with the fire of belief. The world cannot stop someone who refuses to quit, someone who believes so deeply in their purpose, their potential, and their power that nothing can shake them. Be that person. Build that belief, and watch the world move to meet you. Harness the power of resilience. Life has a peculiar way of testing every ounce of strength within us. It does not ask for our permission before it sends storms our way. It simply does. And when it does, it is not the easiest path that defines our destiny, but the inner power we summon in the darkest of hours. This power, my friend, is resilience. It is the invisible force that pulls a man up when the world believes he will stay down. It is the quiet determination in the heart that whispers, try again, when failure screams, quit. History is generous in its examples, but one that stands as a towering testament is that of Thomas Edison. Imagine thousands upon thousands of attempts, all of them seemingly leading nowhere. The world would have scoffed. The critics would have laughed. Even close friends might have offered sympathetic advice to give it all up. And yet, Mr. Edison stood unmoved. He did not view each failed attempt as a defeat, but as a lesson. "I haven't failed," he once said. "I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." These were not mere words. They were the battle cries of a man who understood that every setback was simply a step forward in disguise. What Mr. Edison practiced was not blind persistence. It was a philosophy of resilience. He did not curse the darkness. He sought the light. He didn't resent the struggle. He welcomed it as the crucible in which greatness is forged. That is the lesson life offers us through such men, to see obstacles not as barriers but as necessary thresholds. Challenges are not punishment, they are preparation. Each trial, each disappointment, each moment of despair is sculpting us, chiseling away the excess to reveal the warrior within. And so when you find yourself weary, when your dreams appear distant, and the weight of the world presses upon your chest, pause, but do not retreat. Instead, remind yourself, this pain is not the end, it is the beginning of your growth. The muscles of the mind, the strength of the spirit, and the courage of the heart, they are all built through resistance. You sharpen your skills not in moments of ease, but in the fires of difficulty. Wisdom is not handed out in times of joy, it is earned through the soul's wrestling with hardship. You must begin to expect resistance, and more importantly, respect it. For it is resistance that builds resilience. It is through falling that we learn to rise, and it is through rising again and again that we become unbreakable. Remember, resilience is not about perfection. It is not about a flawless path or a record untouched by defeat. It is about the courage to stand up every single time you fall. It is about choosing hope over despair, effort over apathy, and faith over fear. The resilient man does not wait for life to be easy. He grows stronger because it is hard. So let the world test you. Let it throw what it may. For each time you rise from the ashes, you do not return the same. You return wiser, stronger, more prepared. That is the secret. Every setback is a setup for your next triumph. Rise again and again until rising becomes your nature, and nothing, not even life itself, can keep you down for long. 8. Master your mindset. Your mindset dictates your future. This is not merely a motivational phrase. It is a fundamental truth of life. Every thought you nurture, every belief you entertain, and every perspective you adopt becomes the lens through which you view the world, and ultimately the map you follow. If that lens is clouded with negativity, doubt, and limitation, then every opportunity will appear as a threat. Every setback will feel like the end. But if that lens is polished with optimism, resilience, and a belief in growth, then even the darkest paths begin to reveal light. Imagine your mind as a garden. In this garden, your thoughts are the seeds. The mindset you carry, positive or negative, is the soil in which those seeds grow. You cannot expect roses from a soil filled with bitterness and fear, but plant seeds of courage, gratitude, determination, and hope in rich, fertile soil, and the flowers of your future will blossom with beauty and strength. You hold complete power over what seeds you plant. That power lies in your ability to choose your thoughts. You are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You are the gardener. You decide what grows in the field of your life. It begins with awareness. Catch yourself when negative self-talk creeps in. Phrases like, "I can't do this," or "this always happens to me," or "I'm not good enough," are not facts. They are patterns, habits of the mind, and like all habits, they can be broken. Every time you hear yourself planting a weed, uproot it. Replace it with a seed of possibility. Start saying, "I can and I will." Say, "This challenge is my teacher." Say, "Even if I fall, I will rise stronger." With repetition, these thoughts become beliefs, and those beliefs become the architecture of your action. Consider the lives of those who have achieved greatness. What sets them apart is not luck or an absence of hardship. It is the way they think. They have trained their minds to interpret struggle as growth, failure as feedback, and uncertainty as adventure. They have mastered their inner world so they can rise in the outer one. You must begin to do the same. Feed your mind with inspiration. Read the stories of those who endured and emerged. Surround yourself with voices and environments that reflect who you want to become, not who you used to be. Seek to yourself with the same encouragement you would offer someone you love, because you are someone worthy of love and worthy of belief. Let your mind become your strongest ally, not your greatest saboteur. When the storms of life arrive, and they will, your mindset will decide whether you are washed away or whether you rise drenched, undefeated. Success, after all, is not only about external achievement. It is first and foremost about internal mastery. This is the silent secret of all those who succeed over the long term. They do not just build businesses, families, or empires. They build inner fortresses. They cultivate stillness in chaos, clarity in confusion, and belief in the face of fear. Their lives are not perfect, but their perspective allows them to grow through what they go through. So take control of your mind today. Stop waiting for the world to change and begin by changing your thoughts. Instead of reacting, start creating. Instead of wishing, start doing. Instead of doubting, start believing. This shift does not happen overnight, but every day, every choice, every moment of awareness strengthens your ability to direct your life rather than drift through it. And soon, you will find that your outer world is beginning to reflect the quiet power you have nurtured within. By mastering your mindset, you do not eliminate hardship, but you transform it. You turn obstacles into stepping stones. You turn setbacks into setups for greater success. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start declaring, "Watch me," because a powerful mind can overcome any limitation, and a focused spirit can achieve what once seemed impossible. The garden of your future is waiting. What will you choose to plant today? Ideas without action are worthless. You may have the most brilliant vision, the most detailed plan, or the most inspiring dream, but if you never move, if you never act, then all of it fades into nothingness. The world does not reward the ones who merely think, imagine, or intend. It rewards the ones who do. The ones who rise each morning not just with purpose in their hearts, but action in their hands. The greatest tragedy in life is not failure. It is the regret of never having tried. It is the silence of an unwritten book, the absence of a song never sung, the emptiness of a business never built. Dreams are not destroyed by critics nor stolen by time. They are quietly buried under years of procrastination and fear. You must understand, success belongs to the doers, the ones who act despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite the odds. The first step is never perfect. It may be clumsy, it may be small, but it is the only thing that separates potential from progress. Your vision is only as strong as your willingness to take the first step now. You do not need to see the entire staircase to begin climbing. You do not need everything to be in place before you move. Begin with what you have. Do what you can. Start where you are, because the moment you begin, momentum begins. And momentum is a force more powerful than inspiration. Action fuels action. Movement begets movement. One small step leads to another, and soon the path begins to reveal itself. Action builds confidence. With every task you complete, no matter how small, you teach your mind that you are capable. You train your spirit to push past resistance. You show your fear that it does not control you. Each step you take becomes a stone laid in the foundation of your success. And the more you act, the more competent you become, not because everything becomes easy, but because you become stronger. It is not the occasional burst of energy that changes your life. It is the consistent, deliberate effort you bring every single day. Greatness is not found in grand gestures. It is hidden in the quiet, relentless pursuit of a goal, one action at a time. What you do repeatedly defines who you become. So act decisively. Stop waiting for the perfect time. It does not exist. Conditions will never be flawless. The clock will never pause long enough for you to feel entirely ready. But readiness is not a requirement for movement. Commitment is. Boldness is. Belief is. These are the forces that drive action. Our success story begins not when others believe in you, but when you believe in yourself enough to act, and it grows stronger with every step you take. If you stumble, rise. If you fail, learn. If you doubt, move anyway. Because nothing changes until you change it. No dream lives until you breathe life into it. Remember this truth. Your future depends entirely on what you choose to do today, not tomorrow, not someday, today. The decisions you make, the tasks you complete, the steps you take in this moment shape the world you will live in tomorrow. Waking up early, planning their day, reading, reflecting, none of it is flashy, but it's powerful. Success isn't a leap, it's a rhythm. And if you want to reach it, it starts with what you choose to do every single day. In a few moments, you'll learn the 10 habits shared by all successful people. These habits shape their daily lives because if you want their results, you must mirror their actions. Definiteness of purpose. Every towering success in life begins with a single powerful force, a clear and definite purpose. Great minds are not driven by chance, nor do they drift in the currents of uncertainty. Instead, they are guided by an inner compass, pointing unwaveringly toward a vision so clear, so vivid, that it becomes almost tangible. This vision is not a fleeting dream or a vague desire. It is a definite aim, carved in the stone of one's consciousness and pursued with relentless devotion. Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor who reshaped human communication. His life was a living testament to focused intention. Mr. Bell did not dabble in multiple pursuits. He poured his energy, thought, and spirit into one singular objective, the invention of the telephone. His success was not an accident. It was the natural outcome of deliberate purpose pursued with unwavering persistence. Mr. Bell's clarity of vision allowed him to overcome countless technical challenges and societal doubts, ultimately changing the course of human interaction forever. Success in its purest form belongs to those who decide early what they truly want from life. They do not wait for inspiration to strike. They do not chase every new opportunity that flashes before them. They make a decision, a firm, unwavering decision to pursue one central aim. And from that moment on, everything else becomes secondary. Their thoughts, habits, and daily efforts revolve around this core desire. Their lives become organized, streamlined, and harmonized by the magnetic pull of a defined goal. To achieve anything worthwhile, one must first fix the mind upon the object of desire. A wandering mind, like a ship without a rudder, may move, but it will never arrive. Direction is the secret, and direction begins with clarity. When your purpose is clear, your efforts gather strength. Your energy becomes concentrated. Your time becomes more valuable. You eliminate distractions not through force, but through focus. Every action becomes a deliberate step forward, rather than a random movement sideways. The moment you define what you wish to achieve, the universe begins to reorient itself around your intention. You awaken parts of your mind previously dormant. You begin to notice opportunities invisible to the distracted eye. You summon a level of persistence and resilience that surprises even you. This is not magic. It is the predictable consequence of a definite chief aim pursued with sincerity and intensity. So today, let your first task be this. Decide what you truly want. Not what others expect from you, not what seems easiest or most popular, but what ignites your soul. Write it down. Visualize it so clearly that you can describe it in detail. Picture it in the morning, revisit it at night, and speak of it only to those who support your growth. Then dedicate yourself wholly. Let your days be shaped by that vision. Let your habits, your thoughts, your associations, and your decisions all come under the scrutiny of this question. Does this move me closer to my purpose? Clarity of purpose is not merely a tool for achievement. It is the foundation of a meaningful life. Without it, we wander, waste, and wonder why we remain unfulfilled. But with it, we walk with certainty, act with courage, and attract the very conditions necessary for our success. Choose your aim, commit completely, and let no obstacle, no opinion, and no distraction divert you from the mission you were born to fulfill. The world steps aside for the one who knows where they are going. Be that person. Soft, discipline. All achievement begins with a single principle, self-discipline. It is the unwavering ability to control one's thoughts, emotions, and actions with consistency, day after day, regardless of how one feels. Without self-discipline, talent is wasted, vision remains unrealized, and potential stays dormant. It is the inner strength that turns dreams into reality, goals into accomplishments, and intentions into habits. Self-discipline is not about punishment or restriction. It is about choice, the consistent choice to act in alignment with your highest purpose, even when distractions and discomfort beckon. It is the force that carries you forward when motivation fades. Those who achieve greatness are not those who always feel inspired, but those who act with discipline when inspiration is nowhere to be found. Walt Disney, rejected by editors, fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination, and bankrupted more than once, he encountered failure more than most. But what set Mr. Disney apart was not luck or genius alone. It was discipline. Day after day, he returned to his vision. He honed his craft. He refused to quit. With every setback, he became more resolute. His ability to discipline himself, to show up, to keep building, to focus on what mattered, gave the world characters and stories that transcend generations. His legacy is not merely creative brilliance. It is a triumph of self-mastery. Self-discipline is the foundation upon which all other virtues stand. It governs your morning routines, your work ethic, your conversations, your spending habits, your ability to say no to what derails you and yes to what builds you. It is the quiet force behind every successful person, shaping their days and fortifying their willpower. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. You may possess talent, you may have dreams, but without the discipline to nurture them, they will wither. Talent without discipline is like a seed never watered. It holds promise, but never bears fruit. Every great achievement you admire was built brick by brick, step by step, in the presence of this invisible force. Practice daily discipline in every area of your life. Train your mind to think constructively, not destructively. Discipline your habits, what you eat, how you speak, when you wake, how you work. Discipline your emotions. Learn to respond with wisdom, not react with impulse. Discipline your focus, eliminate distractions, and pour your energy into what truly matters. This practice is not glamorous. It is not always rewarding in the short term, but it builds something far more valuable than immediate pleasure, character. And character is the soil in which enduring success takes root. Life will throw obstacles in your path, emotions will rise, fatigue will set in, temptations will call, but those who master themselves will continue walking. They will persist through storms, rise after every fall, and keep building when others give up. Self-discipline is the bridge between your goals and their achievement, the quiet force that keeps you aligned with your mission. So begin with small acts. Wake a little earlier. Finish what you start. Seek with intention. Delay gratification. Push through resistance. These small, consistent victories forge the mental toughness required to chase big dreams. Master yourself first. Only then can you master your destiny. The disciplined mind becomes a powerful instrument, calm under pressure, focused under fire, and resolute in the face of doubt. This is not merely a trait, it is a way of life. Decide today to live with self-discipline, for it is through this inner mastery that you will unlock your greatest potential and move steadily, unshakably, toward the life you are destined to create. Free. Mastermind Alliance. True greatness is never achieved in isolation. Behind every towering success story lies a network of minds, hearts, and hands moving in harmony. While determination and self-discipline are crucial, they are often not enough on their own. The most successful individuals understand that to rise to the heights of achievement, they must build powerful alliances, partnerships, rooted in mutual respect, complementary strengths, and a shared vision. The journey of Andrew Carnegie exemplifies this truth. Born into poverty, Carnegie rose to become one of the wealthiest and most influential industrialists in history. But his success was not the result of solitary effort. He surrounded himself with intelligent, capable individuals and empowered them to excel. He understood the value of teamwork and made it a foundation of his empire. Mr. Carnegie famously said that he owed all his success to his ability to attract and collaborate with people more knowledgeable than himself in specific areas. He did not fear sharing power. He embraced it as a way to multiply his impact. The principle is simple but profound. When minds meet in harmony, they create a force far greater than any one mind alone. A mastermind alliance is more than a group of people working together. It is a unification of purpose, a synchronization of ideas, and a deep commitment to mutual progress. When you align with others who share your values and ambitions, something powerful begins to happen. Your blind spots are covered. Your weaknesses are offset. Your vision expands through the collective wisdom of the group. To achieve this, one must first choose wisely. Do not build relationships merely based on convenience or familiarity. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you to grow, who hold you accountable to your highest standards. Seek those who complement your strengths, not duplicate them. Diversity in thinking, background, and ability is not a weakness, it is an asset. Harmony does not require sameness. It requires shared purpose and mutual respect. The power of alliance is not just in business or grand enterprises. It applies to every part of life. Whether you are building a company, nurturing a family, pursuing a creative endeavor, or striving for personal growth, you will go farther, faster, and with greater joy when you walk with others who believe in your journey. Start by identifying those whose values align with yours. Engage in conversations that matter. Share your vision and listen deeply to theirs. Build trust through transparency and reliability. Let every interaction be an investment in mutual success. Over time, these relationships become a fertile ground where ideas flourish and ambitions take flight. Collaboration is not about dependence. It is about synergy. It is the conscious act of joining forces not because you lack strength, but because you recognize the exponential power of unity. Success is not a solo act. Even the most celebrated individuals stood on the shoulders of those who supported, challenged, and uplifted them. Create your own mastermind alliance. It doesn't need to be large, but it must be intentional. Meet regularly, share openly, plan strategically, support unconditionally, and most importantly, remain united in purpose. Remember, success shared is success magnified. In the presence of true collaboration, limitations are diminished, ideas are elevated, and action becomes more potent. Together, you can accomplish what no individual could do alone. Forge relationships that matter, build alliances with purpose, and walk the path to greatness, not alone, but in the company of those who elevate your journey. For in unity there is strength, and in strength there is the power to shape destinies, create legacies, and achieve greatness that endures. 4. Going the extra mile. Those who rise above the ordinary and carve a path of lasting success all possess one defining trait. They consistently go the extra mile. They do more than is expected, more than is required, more than what the average person is willing to do. It is this habit, this relentless commitment to exceeding expectations, that separates the extraordinary from the mediocre. Excellence is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It is a conscious decision to not merely meet a standard, but to surpass it with consistency and purpose. This principle holds true across all fields and disciplines. Babe Ruth, the legendary baseball player, he wasn't content with just showing up to practice or meeting the basic demands of his role. He practiced relentlessly, refining every aspect of his game with a level of dedication that far exceeded what was required. His greatness was not solely in his natural ability, but in his willingness to do more than others would. Going the extra mile is not about seeking praise or recognition. It is about building character. It is about showing the world, and more importantly yourself, that you are committed to excellence in everything you do. This mindset transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary achievements. When you take on a task, don't ask, what is the minimum I must do? Instead, ask, how can I exceed what is expected? Those who go above and beyond cultivate a powerful reputation. They become known as reliable, driven, and invaluable. Opportunities find them because excellence is magnetic. When you consistently exceed expectations, people trust you, admire you, and want to work with you. Success in any endeavor becomes not just possible, but inevitable. This principle applies to every area of life. In your career, take initiative before it's asked. Solve problems no one else notices. Deliver work not only on time, but ahead of schedule, and with better quality than anticipated. In your relationships, listen more deeply, care more fully, and give more generously. In your personal growth, study longer, practice harder, and commit more fully than anyone expects of you. The habit of going the extra mile is not always easy. It demands more time, more effort, and more resilience. It often means pushing through fatigue, resisting the comfort of average, and striving for better when no one is watching. But those who embrace this habit gain far more than they sacrifice. They experience the deep satisfaction of knowing they gave their best. They grow faster, achieve more, and command greater respect. What many fail to realize is that hidden opportunities often lie just beyond the point of average effort. Those who only do what is required never discover them, but those who consistently go further open doors they never imagined. They unlock hidden potential within themselves and access networks, resources, and breakthroughs reserved for those who commit fully. Decide today to be a person who does more. If the task calls for one step, take two. If you're asked to deliver a result, add value in ways no one expected. Show up early, stay late, care deeply, serve selflessly. Let your actions declare that you are committed to a higher standard. Going the extra mile does not mean perfection. It means excellence through effort. It means being willing to do what others won't, so you can experience what others never will. It is the path to distinction, the road to respect, and the bridge to your greatest achievements. Do more than expected, consistently, passionately, and without hesitation. In that extra effort lies your greatest power, and through it you will forge a reputation, a legacy, and a life marked by true greatness. 5. Controlled attention. In a world overwhelmed by noise, alerts, and distractions, the rarest and most powerful asset one can possess is controlled attention. The ability to focus, to direct your energy and thoughts toward a single purpose without wavering, is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Great success is not born from scattered efforts, but from a mind honed like a laser, cutting through the clutter of life to concentrate on what truly matters. The most successful individuals in history have all mastered this art. They understood that focus is not merely a skill, it is a discipline, a daily practice that refines the mind and elevates performance. Among them stood Ernest Hemingway, one of the most influential writers of the 20th century. Mr. Hemingway's mastery of language was not solely due to talent, but to his profound commitment to the craft. He was known to write each day with unwavering dedication, often standing at his desk, free from interruption, immersed fully in the world he was creating. Mr. Hemingway approached his work with a singular intensity. He knew that writing required more than inspiration. It demanded focus. Every sentence, every word was chosen with deliberate care. He tuned out the world to tune in to his purpose. This habit of deep work, of undistracted creation, became the foundation of his legacy. His success was not a result of chaotic genius, but of disciplined concentration. Focus, when controlled, becomes a force multiplier. With it, an hour of work can yield the results of an entire day. Without it, days are lost in scattered efforts, leaving us with little to show. Controlled attention allows you to move with clarity, to act with purpose, and to progress toward your goals without the detours caused by constant distractions. Begin by identifying what deserves your attention. Not everything urgent is important. Learn to distinguish the meaningful from the meaningless. Prioritize your goals and protect your time fiercely. Turn off distractions. Create environments that encourage focus. Practice mindfulness to bring your awareness back when it drifts. Train yourself to enter deep work states. Set clear intentions before you begin a task. Allocate blocks of uninterrupted time. Give your full self to the task at hand. Not half your mind, not a distracted sliver, but all of you. Let your concentration become complete. This is how masterpieces are written, businesses are built, and legacies are forged. Controlled attention is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about putting your energy where it counts. A scattered mind produces scattered results, but a focused mind can achieve the extraordinary. Make focus a daily discipline. Each time you catch yourself drifting, gently bring your attention back. Each time you feel tempted by distraction, remind yourself of your greater purpose. Over time, this practice becomes habit, and this habit becomes your competitive edge. You don't need to do more, you need to be more present with what you choose to do. Controlled attention transforms ordinary effort into exceptional output. It is the silent force behind enduring success, the unseen engine that powers your productivity, creativity, and progress. Decide today to become a master of your attention. Guard it as you would your most valuable resource, because in the stillness of deep focus lies the potential to do your best work, to fulfill your highest calling, and to achieve the greatness you were meant for. 6. Personal initiative. Great achievers never wait for opportunities to come knocking. They are not passive observers of life, hoping that luck or circumstances will favor them. Instead, they seize control of their destiny by cultivating one of the most powerful habits known to humankind: personal initiative. The willingness to act without being told, to begin without assurance of success, and to pursue vision without hesitation is what sets extraordinary individuals apart from the rest. Personal initiative is the fire that transforms dreams into reality. It is the spark that ignites progress. While others wait for permission or the right time, those who embrace initiative move forward, carving paths where none existed. They understand that conditions will never be perfect, and opportunities are not found, they are made. Ray Kroc, the visionary who transformed McDonald's from a modest restaurant into one of the most iconic brands in the world. Mr. Kroc was not the founder of McDonald's, but he saw potential where others saw limitation. But he took the initiative to propose a grander vision, to take bold action, and to lead with conviction. He didn't wait to be invited. He acted decisively, reshaping the landscape of global business. His legacy is not simply about burgers and fries. It is about recognizing opportunity and having the courage to pursue it without waiting for permission. This is the essence of personal initiative, acting boldly, thinking creatively, and committing fully to a cause without waiting for someone else to lead the way. It requires courage, self-trust, and a deep sense of responsibility. Those who lead themselves rarely need to be led by others. Too many people hold back, waiting for a perfect plan, ideal resources, or the right connections. But life rewards action, not hesitation. The truth is that initiative creates momentum, and momentum creates opportunity. Each bold step opens doors previously unseen. Each act of courage builds confidence and reveals new possibilities. When you take initiative, you are no longer a bystander in your own life. You become the architect of your future. To develop personal initiative, begin by identifying where you are waiting unnecessarily. Where are you holding back, hoping someone else to make the first move? What have you delayed out of fear, doubt, or a desire for perfection? The moment you take even a small step forward, you reclaim your power. Start where you are with what you have. If you see a problem, become the solution. If you have a dream, pursue it today, not someday. If you see potential in yourself or others, act on it. Speak up, step out, move forward. Initiative is not a single dramatic gesture. It is a consistent habit of proactive living. Make a habit of asking, what can I do right now? Then do it. Action is the antidote to fear and the foundation of all achievement. Each time you move without being told, each time you solve without complaint, each time you create without waiting, you strengthen your initiative muscle. In every great success story, initiative is the silent driver. It is not always glamorous, but it is always powerful. It turns ordinary people into leaders, dreamers into doers, and ideas into achievement. It creates motion where there was once stillness, and progress where there was once paralysis. Decide today to stop waiting. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for someone else to believe in you. Believe in yourself, take initiative, and lead your life from the front. Your destiny belongs to the one who moves forward with purpose regardless of uncertainty. In the end, initiative is not just about doing more, it is about becoming more. It is about choosing to lead yourself into the future you desire with courage, clarity, and unstoppable resolve. 7. Resilience in adversity. Every successful person has walked through the fire of adversity. Hardship is not a stranger to those who achieve greatness. It is a companion on the journey. What sets high achievers apart is not that they avoid setbacks, but how they respond to them. They do not crumble under pressure or surrender to failure. Instead, they rise. They bounce back stronger and wiser, shaped by the very challenges that could have broken them. Resilience is the hidden strength behind all enduring success. It is the capacity to recover quickly, to face difficulties head-on, and to remain steadfast in purpose even when everything seems to be falling apart. It is not about being unshakable. It is about being able to shake, to stumble, and still stand tall once more. Few lives illustrate the power of resilience more than that of Helen Keller. Born both deaf and blind, she faced obstacles that would have seemed insurmountable to most. Yet through the guidance of her dedicated teacher and her own unwavering spirit, she not only learned to communicate, but became a global voice for hope, education, and human potential. Helen Keller did not view her disabilities as the end of possibility. She saw them as the beginning of a profound mission. Her life reminds us that adversity is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of a different, often greater path. To cultivate resilience, we must first change how we view setbacks. Instead of seeing them as permanent defeats, we must recognize them as temporary hurdles. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, to become more resourceful, to sharpen our character, and expand our capacity. It is in adversity that we find our true strength. Resilience requires emotional maturity. It means learning to stay calm in chaos, to find lessons in loss, and to trust that setbacks are not signals to quit, but invitations to dig deeper. When something doesn't go your way, ask yourself, what can I learn? How can I grow? What will I do differently next time? This mindset transforms pain into power. It shifts the focus from victimhood to ownership. You may not control what happens to you, but you always control how you respond. And in that response lies your power. Practice resilience in small ways every day. When things don't go as planned, pause and reflect rather than react impulsively. When disappointment strikes, give yourself space to feel, then stand up and move forward with intention. Each small act of bouncing back prepares you for the greater storms ahead. Surround yourself with stories and people who remind you of what's possible. Helen Keller, fuel your belief that you can rise above anything. Build habits that strengthen your mental and emotional endurance. Daily reflection, healthy routines, gratitude practices, and goal setting. These foundations help you stay grounded when life tries to shake you. Resilience does not mean avoiding emotion or pretending to be unaffected. It means facing life honestly, courageously, and consistently. It means falling and choosing to get up again and again. Every time you rise from failure, you gain not just another chance, but a deeper wisdom. You become more confident, more capable, and more unshakable. Life will test you. That is inevitable. But how you respond will define your legacy. So when adversity strikes, don't retreat. Stand tall. Look it in the eye. Learn from it. Grow through it. Let it forge in you a spirit that does not break, but bends with grace and returns with greater force. Resilience is your greatest strength. Embrace setbacks courageously, using them as tools for deeper understanding, stronger resolve, and ultimate triumph. In the face of difficulty, choose to rise again and again, and let your story be one of unyielding perseverance and enduring success. Continuous learning. The truly successful never stop learning. They understand that knowledge is not a destination but a lifelong journey. It is not something to be acquired and stored, but something to be pursued, refined, and expanded continuously. In an ever-evolving world, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is not just an asset, it is a necessity. Benjamin Franklin is a self-taught polymath. Mr. Franklin embodied the power of lifelong learning. He rose from humble beginnings to become a revered statesman, a prolific inventor, and a wise philosopher. His success did not stem from formal education alone, but from his insatiable curiosity. He read voraciously, experimented constantly, and never allowed his mind to stagnate. Franklin understood that each day presented a new opportunity to grow wiser and more capable. His story reminds us that excellence is not reserved for those born into privilege or brilliance, but for those who are committed to continual self-improvement. Learning was not a phase of Mr. Franklin's life. It was the core of it. And through his relentless pursuit of knowledge, he contributed innovations, insights, and institutions that still shape our world today. Commit yourself to the same principle. Become a student of life. Approach each day with a curious mind and an open heart. Read broadly, listen deeply, and question confidently. Seek out mentors, challenge assumptions, and never settle into the comfort of knowing enough. Lifelong learning keeps you agile and adaptable. In a world of rapid change, those who cling to outdated knowledge are left behind. But those who continue to evolve, who hunger for new understanding, remain at the forefront of progress. Learning fuels innovation. It equips you with the tools to adapt, to solve problems creatively, and to seize new opportunities. This pursuit is not limited to academic study. Learning is everywhere, in conversations, in failures, in reflection, in nature, and in everyday experience. Every mistake holds a lesson. Every challenge reveals a truth. Every success contains insights that can lead to even greater growth. To cultivate this habit, make learning a daily discipline. Dedicate time to read something valuable. Reflect on your experiences. Ask thoughtful questions. Keep a journal to capture insights and track growth. Attend lectures, watch documentaries, take courses, or simply engage in meaningful dialogue with others. Make it your mission to grow a little every day. Remain teachable. Arrogance is the enemy of growth. The moment you believe you have learned all there is to know, you begin to decline. But the humble learner continues to rise. Be willing to admit what you don't know. Seek feedback. Welcome correction. Let curiosity be your compass. The greatest minds in history were not just brilliant, they were curious. They remained students long after they became masters. They never stopped asking, exploring, and seeking, and in doing so, they stayed ahead of their time. Continuous learning also brings personal fulfillment. It keeps life vibrant and engaging. It broadens your perspective, deepens your understanding of the world, and sharpens your ability to contribute meaningfully. It is a source of joy, creativity, and confidence. So embrace the identity of a lifelong learner. Let each book, conversation, and experience be a stepping stone on your path to mastery. Like Benjamin Franklin, use your curiosity as a compass guiding you through new realms of thought and possibility. The mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original size. Each insight gained becomes part of your foundation for success. Keep stretching, keep growing, keep learning, for in the pursuit of knowledge lies the key to not only lasting achievement, but a life rich with purpose, possibility, and continuous transformation. Gratitude and humility. Gratitude and humility are the quiet forces that uphold all lasting success. While ambition and action may lead you to great heights, it is gratitude and humility that keep you grounded, focused, and connected to what truly matters. These two virtues are not signs of weakness or submission. They are signs of maturity, strength, and wisdom. In the rush to achieve, it is easy to forget the role others have played in your journey. The mentors who guided you, the opportunities that opened when you least expected, the challenges that sharpened your character, none of these came from you alone. Acknowledging them through gratitude keeps your heart open and your spirit aligned with truth. Albert Schweitzer, the renowned physician, theologian, and humanitarian, embodied these virtues throughout his life. Despite his extraordinary accomplishments and accolades, Mr. Schweitzer remained humble and deeply grateful for the privilege to serve others. He chose a life of simplicity and service, founding a hospital in Africa and dedicating his talents to improving the lives of those in need. He did not boast about his achievements. Instead, he recognized the sacred responsibility that came with them. Through his gratitude and humility, Schweitzer became not only respected but beloved. Gratitude is the practice of recognizing and appreciating the good in your life. It shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present. It turns ordinary moments into treasures and setbacks into stepping stones. When you express gratitude to people, to circumstances, to life itself, you attract more of what you value. Gratitude invites abundance because it acknowledges abundance. Practice genuine gratitude daily. Take a moment each morning or evening to reflect on what you are thankful for. It could be a lesson learned, a kind word received, or simply the chance to try again. Say thank you more often. Express appreciation to those around you. Gratitude not only uplifts others, it elevates your own perspective. Humility, on the other hand, is the recognition that no matter how much you know, there is always more to learn. No matter how far you've come, there is still further to grow. Humility keeps your ego in check and your mind open. It fosters collaboration, encourages feedback, and sustains lifelong learning. The humble person is not self-deprecating, but self-aware. They do not pretend to have all the answers. Instead, they remain curious, teachable, and receptive. Humility allows you to lead without arrogance and achieve without losing yourself in the process. Victory often tests character more than failure. In moments of success, pride can tempt you to believe you did it all alone. But humility reminds you that every win is shared with mentors, teammates, family, and even the invisible hand of timing and grace. Staying humble in victory honors your journey. It honors those who helped you, and it prepares you to handle even greater responsibility with grace. In defeat, humility is equally powerful. It prevents bitterness and defensiveness. It allows you to accept mistakes, extract wisdom, and grow stronger. When paired with gratitude, even loss becomes valuable. You become resilient, not just because you bounce back, but because you carry forward the lessons with grace. Gratitude and humility are not seasonal attitudes. They are daily disciplines. They are choices you make in how you think, how you speak, and how you treat others. These virtues cultivate joy, deepen relationships, and build a character capable of sustaining true success. Embrace these qualities fully. Let gratitude be the lens through which you see the world, and let humility be the posture with which you walk through it. Together they transform achievement into fulfillment and ambition into purpose. For in the end, it is not just what you accomplish that defines your legacy, but who you become in the process. Gratitude and humility will ensure that who you become is someone worthy of both success and significance. 10. Positive mental attitude. Attitude shapes reality. It is the lens through which we interpret our experiences, face our challenges, and approach our goals. The truly successful understand that life is not solely about what happens to us, but how we choose to respond. And at the heart of every enduring achievement is one common denominator, a positive mental attitude. A positive mental attitude does not ignore difficulties. It doesn't pretend that setbacks don't exist. Rather, it is the unshakable belief that challenges can be overcome, that every problem contains a solution, and that success is always possible for the one who believes and persists. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest athletes and cultural icons of all time, exemplified the immense power of this principle. Long before the world crowned him champion, Mr. Ali declared, "I am the greatest." These words were not arrogance, they were affirmation. Ali believed in his success so deeply, so consistently, that the world eventually caught up to his vision. He faced criticism, resistance, and seemingly impossible odds. But he never let negativity find a permanent place in his mind. His positive mental attitude became his armor, his fuel, and his compass. That same energy is available to each of us. The mind is fertile soil, and what you plant will grow. When you plant seeds of positivity, thoughts of confidence, hope, resilience, and determination, you cultivate a mindset that is ready for greatness. But if you allow doubt, fear, or negativity to take root, they will choke your progress and poison your vision. Negativity breeds failure. It clouds judgment, narrows perception, and drains energy. But positivity opens doors. It expands your awareness, fuels creativity, and attracts opportunity. When you focus your thoughts on solutions rather than problems, on growth rather than defeat, you begin to shift not only your attitude, but also your outcomes. Your attitude determines your altitude. No matter how skilled or talented you may be, without the right mindset, success will always remain just out of reach. But with a positive attitude, even average ability can achieve extraordinary things. Begin cultivating this habit by becoming aware of your inner dialogue. Listen to the thoughts you entertain. Are they building you up or tearing you down? Replace every negative thought with a positive affirmation of your potential. Remind yourself daily that you are capable, resilient, and destined for greatness. Surround yourself with positivity. Read uplifting books, engage in inspiring conversations, and spend time with people who encourage and believe in you. Protect your environment, both internal and external, from negativity. Your mindset is precious. Guard it fiercely. When faced with challenges, train your mind to respond with optimism. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or how can this make me stronger? This shift in perspective doesn't eliminate hardship, but it gives you the strength to endure and emerge victorious. Success is not just about skill, it's about spirit. It's about facing the world each day with the courage to believe in what is possible. A positive mental attitude fuels persistence, invites opportunity, and makes the impossible seem inevitable. Embrace this truth. The attitude you carry into each moment becomes the reality you experience. Make it a habit to see the good, believe in the best, and expect great things. The more you affirm your potential and visualize your success, the more the world aligns with your vision. In the journey to lasting success, a positive attitude is your greatest ally. It will push you when you feel like quitting. It will lift you when circumstances try to pull you down. It will sharpen your focus and broaden your possibilities. Choose to believe, choose to hope, choose to carry within you a mindset so powerful, so unwavering, that nothing can shake it. That is the mindset of champions.